Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. It's the morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint, and this is like every other morning except for this morning. I'm frustrated instead of motivated, and my girl's gotta go for a smoke. I'll see you later. Coke and a smoke. Yeah, you're gonna have to unlock it, but motivated over frustrated. Watching specials on the Philippines last night, Marco, whatever, or frustrated lovers, or whatever it is, bro. I stay motivated. I'm just that kind of person. I just lock in, and I'm different. And I'm having this conversation this morning because I looked at the juxtaposition of true poverty, you know, and their leader literally buying shoes instead of being appreciative and helping the poor or build things for the kids or schools or anything like that, right? They're people that literally get frustrated. And the guy was like, it's impossible. There's elite people here that have, I said, you take the 100 top companies in this world, and you look around, and these guys kept themselves in power. This is Manila, this is the Philippines, and they kept themselves in power long before there were Spanish people here. We're talking like chieftains and Indians and things like that. So anywhere you go, India, you name it, caste system. That's what comes to mind. A system that keeps people in place. And the guy said there's just no motivation to do anything. You could get frustrated living in a world where nothing is happening, or you got no upward mobility, or you were born into a system that won't let you go up. It's happened to me in America. A system that anything goes wrong, you don't have your driver's license, you don't have registration, you don't have insurance, you're going to jail that day, you're losing your freedom and you're going down the shit pipe. And that's what ends up happening. People get so frustrated. My girl this morning didn't make love, wants to start crying now, and like, hey, that ain't it. We can't just curl up in a ball every time things go wrong. We can't just say, oh, that's just the way it is. These guys are the oligarchs, and there's no position for us to get up. And I'm saying this to the Filipinos because they took revolution to another level. That's Saint's addiction. To be able to flip it in their minds and say, no more of this ostentatious 3,000 shoes type chick, and oh, as long as we have a pretty building, then that's going to take care of all the starving children. It's a difference of mentality. It's a difference of attitude for people to either lock in or lock out. And I found it all the time. Some people want to run and hide, get into a situation or whatever, and do things like that. I think someone just ran my bell. Yeah. Oh no, she's already coming to her. I'm on my phone. Can you come back in like 20 minutes? You're on my YouTube live. Say hi. Okay. All right. Yeah. She's going to smoke and come back up. So like 20 minutes. Yeah? Okay, cool. So frustrated or motivated, you're going to have to choose. You're going to choose or lose in your life. Like, are you going to get up off your ass and go smoke the cigarette downstairs, or smoke in the room and catch a 250 euro fine? Are you going to be the type of person that's going to say everything's fine, or are you going to make a mountain out of a molehill and stay inside of your mind? These things happen to all human beings. It's not just me. I get frustrated too, and I have to lock my shit down and go, it's time to get motivated, or it's time to get frustrated. And these people sat around frustrated for years trying to just make something better from their lives or do something with their time. And now it's coming to head that life is going to go by, whether you like it or not, whether you're in shape, whether you're in love, whether someone loves you or likes you, or you're getting along, or you're frustrated, people understand. Look at this. Look at these abs, bro. I'm like in great shape. I just got to the Philippines. I'm back in shape, and I'm more motivated than frustrated. I take my frustrations and I make them motivations. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting along with my girl. Push-ups, She wants to go smoke a cigarette and drink a Coke and fix her brain with chemicals. And I was like, it ain't gonna work that way, girl. You can't date me if you're drinking, if you're smoking. It won't work that way. Try to smoke a cigarette in the room, smell up the whole room. I was like, yo, I'm getting frustrated. I need you to get motivated to think about maybe quitting smoking cigarettes. It's weird when I'm at a business meeting and you stop everybody for a beer 3 times. Where's my beer? Where's my beer? Where's my beer? In front of my business associates and his wife. Or that she's gonna go and get a cigarette break before the dinner even starts, so when the dinner gets there, she's not sitting there. I get frustrated. She don't see it. I'm like, you're too tall for me. Get back down, it's doggy style. Too frustrated. She wanted to leave, I gotta go get a cigarette. Well then go ahead. Go get your cigarette, get your mind right. Do whatever it takes to get you motivated instead of frustrated. And right now my voice has been, I don't know. Right now my voice has been down. Did she come up yet? Are you waiting for her or what? Okay. Come inside. Don't be a weirdo. Okay. She'll be here in a moment. And then that's what it is. Your life will have to be either focused or distracted. And if you're distracted, your life will just go by without you. If you're motivated, next thing you know, I'm watching your video on YouTube where the kid has 325,000 followers on YouTube or on, what's the other one? TikTok or whatever it's called, just to talk to people and say his political views and his aspirations. And he said it out of his mouth. It would feel demoralizing if every time you try to communicate with somebody or trying to come up on a level or do something with your life and you couldn't get to that next level, it would demoralize you. And that's why I think Lori had this morning. She got demoralized. You know, that she can't understand me. I said, what time is it? 5 minutes later, she said 2 o'clock. And I went, did you not hear me? You know what I mean? What time is it? What time is it? 2. Bam, that's what it is. I'm frustrated she didn't say it fast enough. You call me a dick, call me a perfectionist, but I'm used to speaking English where people give you something simple like, where's your thumb? Because she was supposed to do the hitchhike pose. You know, where's your thumb? She's like, I don't know what a thumb is. Now I'm frustrated because I was like, wait, I thought you knew English. Hold still means hold still, you know. And then now I'm going to be more motivated in the sunshine, let it come out of the clouds and say, it don't matter what anybody else does, wave me, trade me, act stupid, don't know, play stupid, whatever, don't hear. I still got to execute. That's it. That's who I am. I still got to go do something with my energy, take something with my mind, and make a business meeting all the way out in Manila that I prepared for and talked to the guy with his wife, and they gave us a ride back. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the green area. I forget what it's called, green room or green section here in Manila, but it was like a high-end, malls and food and we sat there and I had my business meeting and I saw my motivation right in front of me. I saw it for real, y'all. I was like, I'm doing it with my mind. I said I would travel the world, wear my own clothes. I am. There's my Saints Addiction shorts right there. Wear my own clothes, land the meeting, spend more time on the lunch than I do on, and that's what we did. We went and go see the Natural Museum. Once again, frustrated. Once again, frustrated. Because people have 2 forms of communication. And there's always the same thing with languages, because I'm an English teacher. There's the hearing, the listening, the writing, the speaking, and there's another thing that I can't think of because it's the morning, but comprehension is the toughest part of it. It's not necessarily just the hearing, right? It's the comprehension. Can someone actually comprehend what you're saying? And if they can't, how can we go forward? I thought it was communication. I thought I could write it out. I thought I could explain it out. I thought I could use more words, and it just confused more things. It got frustration, it got tears, and it got separation. And it's almost like that on a daily basis. It's like dating a French actress. You ever know what the episode is going to do or where it's going to go. And as much as I love someone, I can't make them fix themselves from all their years of abuse or neglect or drug addiction. It's hard to unwind someone's mentality. And this is why it's so hard to get people to do what they need to do in their lives, because they'll just get frustrated. They'll just be anxious, you know what I mean? Not really cool about it, but just making it worse. And I don't know about me, but I'm more of a drill sergeant than anything, you know what I mean? men's workout tanks.com and on Instagram. So yeah, you can get frustrated. You can be masturbating. You could be drinking. You can do whatever it takes to keep yourself not in the game. That ain't me. That ain't me. I think of myself in my mind. Maybe I'm not American. Maybe I was raised up Filipino. And maybe my mom's making me beg in the streets like I saw the 2 little girls last night. That could happen. But I'm sure I can make it happen, Captain. And that's the difference between motivated and frustrated. That's the difference between mental strength and emotional weakness. And that's the difference between men and women, really. Men, we know it ain't gonna help. Crying about it won't make it go away. Blame games and judgments and shifting energies and emotions, it's all useless to us. And when I was looking at the other guy and we were on the minibus, and I nodded at him, he said, yeah. I said, that's how men communicate, without words. You know what I'm saying? With the eyes and the hands and military style. And I must have been in the military. Because I love my push-ups. I love working out. I love a challenge. I love teamwork. They recruited me hard. They did. They recruited me really hard. And that recruitment, I was like, I question authority too much. Yep. And when someone would say duck, I would say why? And then my head would explode like a watermelon. Yeah, some people, they can only think one way. And it's frustrating. I was there at the, I think we're at Indy Beach in Koh Chang in Thailand. And my friend Daniel said, the guy was taking the order and he said, you know, it's only 2 things. And I said, that's why he's a worker and you're an owner. An owner can solve problems. A worker finds problems. An owner is responsible. A worker delays the responsibility to someone else, right? You know, it wasn't me, shift blame, maybe it's someone else, right? Okay, that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And make it happen, Captain. And the sheer responsibility of being someone's paycheck. And it got here, the kid's like, I will not betray your trust, sir. I just got here. I don't have a job for you, sir. You know, it's not my job to find you a job. And it's not my job to make you happy. And it can't be my job to be your understanding. You have to understand yourself. In life, that's just what it is. If you don't understand what the person is saying in the street, c'est la vie. If you're not fast enough to take the picture, it's gone. You're not National Geographic. And if we don't focus on our lives, it'll change. And that's what's frustrating. So I get done being frustrated. I get done trying to explain things to people. Then I get motivated. And me motivated is traveling around the world, having business meetings, having over 100 different domain names, fucking beautiful women, and boldly going, even if I don't know where I'm gonna go. That's where I go. In my mind, in my eyes, in my soul, that I can do anything that I want to, whatever I put my mind to. So half the time, super in love, super understanding, super close. The other half, frustrated, limp dick, people are crying. It's what it is. It's not my perfect life, but I make my life. I make myself do things in life, even the hard stuff, you know? Even it was late hours, early mornings, late nights, misunderstandings, girlfriends leaving, babies dying. I still had to be here with it. Here with it. I didn't get to run and just have sex with random strangers and have them fuck it out of my brain. I didn't get to go do coke lines and get back and go insane. I didn't get to do any of those things, you know, drink it away. It ain't happening. There's not enough sugar in the world that's gonna get me to get my son back. There's not enough cigarettes to make my kid come back alive. And there ain't enough alcohol to make my mind work for me than instead of against me. And that's what it is. It's motivated or frustrated. It's with it or against it. And that's why I do my push-ups. I'd rather have my energy be redirected to something that benefits me than destroys me or me destroying myself. And when it gets frustrating, I push harder. I push harder. I pushed myself harder. I made myself go. And I've been in worse situations. Crying about it won't fix it. Whining about it won't fix it. And misunderstanding it won't fix it. The reason I'm so proud of myself is because I built a mind that would work. I built a mind that would sit there at meetings around the world and go to cultural centers and museums and boldly go to new cities, even if I don't have friends there. I just said, which was meant to be, it's up to me. And I'm gonna use my mental powers, my mental toughness, and whatever it takes to get back on a diet, right? Whatever it takes to keep me healthy instead of going insane. Whatever it takes to stay motivated instead of frustrated, I'm gonna do that. And that's what I do. I move myself. I move my emotions. I move my mind. I move my body around the world, not stay still. Take on challenges. Get away from miscommunication. People don't get me. Guess what? Peace. You know? Like, I can't be everything for everybody. It's a lot of energy to hold up the world when you're Atlas. It's another energy to hold up someone's emotional stability, right? Their cognition and their ability to understand or read the room. You know, you'll never ever be that for someone. So DeMarco saw herself in this young senator in the Philippines, and within 15 minutes, he was proposing to her. Within 15 days, they were getting married. And for sure, she was gonna get her foot in with her ambitions, and she wasn't ever gonna let go or go back, you know? So instead of getting people out of poverty, she just made sure everybody knew that she wasn't poor. And instead of reaching back and trying to help somebody, she helped herself to the coffers of the treasury, the taxpayers' money, and did all sorts of stupid shit like dresses, shoes, and jewelry. It's ridiculousness. Watching these people walk through this lady's house when she has a 10-foot bed bigger than their whole house. It would be as big as this room. A 10-foot bed, that's what she slept in. And other people starved in the streets. I'm telling you, it's been a position and a juxtaposition being here in Manila and watching people go from extreme poverty to extreme wealth. And I don't know that much about the Philippines. I'm not from here. I have some Filipino business partners, but they're more Hawaiian Filipinos. And then I know why the DeMarcos or any of these guys, you know, go and do whatever they do in their lives, you know. It's all about power. And I think it's the power of the mind. Because if you can control your mind, you can control the world. If you are forever at the beck and call of anything, you can just watch your bank account get drained by Jack Daniels, and you don't care. Why drink Jack Daniels when you can buy Jack Daniels stock? And I smoke my weed, don't get it twisted. It's still Saints Addiction, but I haven't had it as much anymore. It costs $20 a gram here. We got 2 grams and we're already out of money, already out of weed. Guess I'm gonna have to survive. Cigarettes ain't working. Alcohol ain't working. Sugar ain't working. You're gonna have to make it work. And that's the difference. It's a huge difference. It takes mental strength, fortitude, and focus to be the type of person that said, this is a distraction to me. I want to be in a destination, not a distraction. I choose the path last traveled by because it is mentally tough. Because it is that hard to reframe your mind and say, wait a minute, my emotions are playing tricks on me. Lyrics. My mind's playing tricks on me. And that's the worst position to be in, is when your mind fights against you, isn't on your side. Yeah. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be in jail, the jail of my mind. And I was in jail. I said, I could be in Thailand right now, looking up at palm trees in a hammock instead of being on a steel bunk and a bunk bed in prison with Yakuzas and Mexican mafia and all sorts of shit. What are those people called? What are they called from Mexico? They're called, not Yakuza. What is it called when you're in Mexico? Cartel. And even them, that's coming real. So, you think you can't be reached, they'll come and pick you up, Maduro, right out of Venezuela, right out of your home, right out of the middle of Caracas. Anybody can be reached. Homeboy asked for a snap election, DeMarco. They didn't win. And when they killed the guy at the airport, when he came back into the Philippines, like within minutes of him landing, they shot him in the head. Guess what? They made a martyr out of him, and they made his wife win. Now she took over the campaign. Now she became president, and she did tours in these big-ass houses and how much wasteful money was happening and what was going on with this whole country. It's crazy. And I can see why people are frustrated. I can see why they're begging in the street. You would too if you have nothing. If it's between you and starving, the other elites, it's between them and another watch. They're not even in the same level. The rabbit runs faster than the hare because the rabbit's running for its life. That was like me. I'm running for my life. I know if my mind doesn't work against me, my life just goes away. All my blessings, all the beautiful women, all the opportunities, they disappear. People will see me and say, you don't have emotional stability. If you have it, then they're attracted to it. Oh, he's mentally strong. He's physically strong. Oh, he's financially strong. I want to come around that energy. What we see is other people consuming everything. They're in a different energy, right? They're over here pumping themselves up full of distress and stress and mental weakness. And I was just like, oh, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to go back into the liquor store and make them rich. You feel me? I don't want to go back to the bar and pretend that they care about me. No, thank you. Like, I'm not going to snort another line with strangers and pretend they're my friends. This isn't going to help. And it sucked then, but it brings benefits now. Yep. It's paying big benefits now that I can harness my chi, harness my mind, harness my emotions, and churn some coal into gold, because you're not going to get to choose the cards that are dealt to you, but you are going to get to choose your mentality, and that makes all the difference. Stay motivated or stay frustrated, but either way, you can't stay in both zones. And one, you got to leave alone your frustrations. That's why I say the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's usually where we live. In our minds, in our lives, in our heads, of this place where we might think a little too much about our past. Maybe we need to think more about our future and the power of now. Being able to control your mind now will dictate your life forever. If you can say, hey, I got to focus for college. I got to write something. Like I wrote her whole Rosetta Stone of me trying to communicate with her. Legitly wrote her, bro. The Rosetta Stone, like, come on. And I'll do whatever it takes, including and up to getting my my notes on. I went and bought a notepad, only like 25 cents pesos, just so I could pay attention to the guy and feel heard during dinner. He wanted to buy dinner, but I wouldn't let him. Now I got my notes, and I know why I'm here, that I can focus on something else, that I can do something else with my mind and my time than be frustrated with somebody and stay frustrated. I want to move ahead. I want to be mentally strong. I date women that tend to have postpartum depression and kill my baby, or maybe they're just very religious and they wanted to shower after fucking me. Let me think what else I do. Or they're just a child inside. I was dating a 29-year-old. She turned 30, but her parents still paid for her bills and told her what to do with her life. Me, I gotta make my life. It doesn't matter what happens. You can put me on these motherfucking streets, I'll make it happen, Captain. Beijing, Bangkok, Berlin, you know? Motivated. Motivated. Without my motivation. You know, everybody thinks I'm such an addict for Saints Addiction for my weed. I don't get to smoke weed when I'm in South Korean prison. That was 6 months of my life. And I just quit last year before my birthday just so I could keep it clear, but it made me aggressive. And if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So if I have frustrations, I got to turn them into motivations. I got to take that coal and make it into gold. I got to keep launching it into the fire. Yeah, it's burning. Yeah, I'm sweating. Yeah, it's hard work, but I'm throwing it. Coals into the fire. So I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, and I can. I can do anything that I put my mind to. I will make it happen. And luckily I got friends and family that care about me. So that's how I pause it. If you want to pause your mind from going crazy or emotional or whatever, I don't run to a cigarette, I don't run to a Coca-Cola, and I don't run to a Coke line. The three C's, you know, the caffeines, the nicotines, the amphetamines, right? It ain't gonna work on me. I need this mentally strong, bro. I need my brain to work for me, then instead of against me. And especially my lovers and friends and family, you know? If it's gonna work, it'll go. If it doesn't, it'll stop. And stop letting it frustrate me, and stop letting other people try to fight me and get me into trouble or do things that I wasn't even prepared to do. It's still gonna have to happen. So whether you're waiting for it, whether you know it, whether you acknowledge it, life will pass you by. And your mental attitude will determine everything. And I hate to keep saying it, but it's Jim Rohn, it's Napoleon Hill, it's Neville Goddard, it's everyone I listen to almost every night of this. You're gonna have to fix your mind right. And I hope that you get right, because if you get wrong, it just takes too long. You know? It just takes too long to get happy again and to get off the drugs and to get people to trust you again. If you burn bridges, they're almost gone forever. And no one's ever going to trust you again in business, in relationships, or anything else, because you prove to them, when you show them who you really are, that either you got the chutzpah on my heart from the start, or you got that fupa. You know, you got that just all I do is talk, I don't walk. And me, all I do is work, I don't talk. And that was the difference for my brain, personally. To make my brain not go insane, to do the right thing and say, okay, what are you going to do about it? Not what's happening, not who's to blame, not who's responsible, not who do I yell at. No. Are we going to go hit this gym? Are we going to stay out of this bar? Are we going to go get it in and let it out? And not get frustrated, make that my motivation, make that my little engine that could, make that the coal for the goal, and then I'm all of a sudden different. All of a sudden I'm reframed. Now my body's done the push-ups, chest out, men's workout tanks. 3 sets, let's go. Do some sit-ups as soon as I'm done with the show. And then my brain kicks in, my endorphins kick in, my oxytocin kicks in, my endurance kicks in, and I say, okay, I'm getting fit. I'm not scared no more. I'm getting it in. And that's what I do. I get it in every morning. Mental focus, mental clarity, and decisions. And this thing right here has to work for you instead of against you. If it's going to work against you, it'll always capitulate you, make you take the knee, the triple C, and you'll be on the ground wondering what happened. Well, I'm going to be sailing because I let my mind be free. I let my mind stay focused, and I actually told it what to do instead of it telling me what to do. And now you got Saints Addiction. Now you're getting my plan with being an honest sinner, having a brand, and talking about these things honestly, openly, and completely. That's Saints Addiction. So I'm going to stay motivated over frustrated. And I'm going to let you go with the show. I got some sit-ups to do. Peace and love. And as always, chigata. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe. Other side of your fear. Other side of your excuses, other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace.